Welcome back here on Pride Sports Media. My name is Andrew Nannis, and today we'll be talking about the upcoming Week 1 matchups for the high school football season. And we'll be talking about some of the games as well coming up this week as well. This week was also the Week 0 scrimmages. Most of it was optional this week as well. So some of these won't count to the records normally for Week 0 as well. This is also the first year that the IHSA has done this Week 0 football thing. It's kind of like, I don't know if it's not like, I believe, what college football does. Week 0, normally what they'll do is, normally the Week 0 games, if a team plays on Week 0, they normally would count it to the record as well. But I don't think they did it for Week 0 as well. But this week is Week 1, the opener. It's the opener and also a big week as well. So first up, our game of the week, Metamora at Sterling. So first up, let's talk about Metamora. So Metamora this year is looking to establish the run this year for the football season. They're looking to go for its 28th playoff appearance since 1994 as well. Leading the talent will be Jawan Cranford, leading some of the running backs for Metamora as well. Cranford rushed for 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns last year as well. And senior Evan Keel figures to be a good chunk of load carrying the football alongside Cranford as well this season for Metamora. Those rubbers will be behind a offensive line senior left tackle Landon Cowper is the only returning starter on the line coming in for Metamora as well. So, and 3-year starters as well. Cam Nickel at linebacker, Avery Gramner at cornerback. The anchor defensive returners, 8 starters, according to head coach Jared Kramer, as well for the Redbirds for big results this fall. Next up, we go to the Sterling Golden Warriors as well. So first up, we have Sterling. Sterling this year comes in with a young roster this year as well. So we go to the Golden Warriors. So last year Sterling started 0-2 last year after opening up the season with both losses to Metamora and Wheaton St. Francis as well. I forgot to mention Metamora and Sterling both did make the playoffs as well. Metamora made it to the second round, as both teams did make it to the second round as well. In the first round, Metamora defeated Decatur MacArthur in the first round and lost to Highland in the second round. Sterling last year defeated Chicago Payton in the first round before losing to Wheaton St. Francis, who also went on to go to the semifinals as well. So now to Sterling. So returning starters for Sterling include a quarterback Drew Nettleton, wide receiver and DBs Caden Phillips and Jimmy Wadsworth as well, are some of the top 3 ones named. Sterling made the most of its 9 straight playoff appearances in the 21 full seasons. However, the Golden Warriors dominated undefeated Chicago Payton in the first round last year, 50-0, before falling to Wheaton St. Francis 49-8 in the second round as well. So last year, the Golden Warriors will be losing guys, including 4 first-team all-conferences, including current West Virginia Mountaineer Lucas Austin, Kendrick Mohammed, and also tailbacks Andre Claver, and also current Wisconsin Platteville football player Cale Lettergerber as well. this year for Sterling as well. This game will be a big one for Sterling as well. So Sterling head coach John Schlemmer needs one more win to become the all-time winning coach in Sterling's football program history as well. And also this year is a big year for Coach Schlemmer as he'll reach the 100 win mark in his coaching career as well. So Sterling is one of the favorites coming in to win the Western Big Six, but the pick we had this year is Quincy as well, the Blue Devils, who also last year fell to Mount Carmel out of Chicago in the quarterfinals as well. Sterling is going to have a lot of younger guys coming into the season. A lot of sophomores being called up to the varsity level as well. So some of the guys last year that were called up as well. So here's some of the names that we're probably going to hear a lot this season as well. Guys including Colby Shipma last year. He did play a quarterback as well. I don't know if he is playing quarterback this year, but he's probably a guy that we're probably going to hear a lot this year. Shipma as well. So he played quarterback. I believe in the first round was his first game on varsity against Chicago Peyton during the mop-up time as well. Quincy Moss, another big name that we're probably going to hear a lot from Sterling as well. And then sophomore AJ Coleman as well. He'll be playing offensive line, defensive line this season as well. So next up we have is our next matchup, and that is Forston and Bolton as well. Out of the Northwest Upstate Illini Conference we go to. So Forston, they got a lot of young guys coming into the season. Some names as well. We're going to hear Brady Gill at quarterback, Evan Bowtrotter at running back and linebacker as well. Fulton is another one of those teams looking to go farther this year in the playoffs as well. So this game is going to be a good one up there in Steamer Nation as well. So have your eyes out for the Forston. You never know as well from them. And this game is going to be a good one as well. So I have not seen nothing on Fulton or Forston. Well, I got nothing on Fulton yet, but we never know. Never know from Fulton. Next up, we have Lee Win and Morrison. This game is also Morrison's first game in the Northwest Upstate Illini Conference as well. So let's go into both teams as well. Well, I forgot to mention that Forston also did make the playoffs last year. They lost to Lee Win, I believe, in the second round of the playoffs last season. So next up, we have Lee Win and Morrison as well. First up, Lee Win is coming off a state runner-up season last year in Class 1A, finishing as state runner-ups as well. Lee Win, probably one of the best small schools in the sport of football as well this year. So Fulton has, well, not Fulton, I mean Lena Winslow. So the Panthers have 6 seniors returning. And this year they want to set like a standard for the upperclassmen that are coming up for the Lee Win program as well. And this right here for Lee Win this year, they're also looking to capture a state championship as well this season. Next up, we got Morrison. This year is Morrison's first year in the Northwest Upstate Illini Conference. Morrison this year is coming over from the Free Rivers Conference as well. So some of the top 2 guys, they're going to have a lot of speed on the defensive side as well. So on the offensive side, Fulton has returning quarterback Colton Bielema at quarterback, and then Brady Anderson, who is also going to be a speedster this season for the Mustangs as well. And this game is going to be a really good test for Morrison as well, to see if they can hang with the Northwest Upstate Illini schools and be one of the top ones in the NUIC, and also a test to see if they can hang with the likes of Dupac, Fulton, Borston, Lee Win as well. And this is probably going to be a really good matchup coming in to see if, Morrison. So last year, I forgot to mention last year as well, Morrison did, upsetted a state-ranked team last year in Princeton. That was in week 2, but that game, that kind of proved that, the Mustangs can hang with anyone, no matter if they're ranked or not. But both teams did make the playoffs last year. Morrison last year blew out Fulton, one of the teams in the NUIC, and also before losing to Anawan Wethersfield in the second round. Lee Win, they were runner-ups. I did mention when I first talked about Lee Win as well. So moving on, we go to the Three Rivers. Next up, we have Newman and Princeton. Newman is entering their 3rd season under head coach Mike LeMay. And this season, the Comets are looking to be one of the best defensive teams in the Three Rivers Conference, one of the best defensive teams in the View of the West podcast said that they're probably one of the best defensive teams no matter what as well when I was watching their preview of the Comets. So they're going to have a lot of talent this year. I think Newman is going to be one of those teams to watch out for this year in the Three Rivers as well. They got a bunch of talent, including some of the guys they have returning. At quarterback, Evan Bushman. Briar Ivy. At linebacker, Daniel Kelly, Cody McBride. George Jungerman at wide receiver as well. Ryan Partington at corner, at O-line or D-liner as well. And the one thing, when you talk about Newman, you never know from the Comets as well. So Newman last year didn't make the playoffs. They made it all the way to the first round before being knocked out by ROWVA. But this team, like Newman and Morrison, I mentioned Morrison last year, those were kind of my teams that, I want to see go far last year. I think Morrison, they had a really good team in the track last year. They would have had a really good team if they were still in the track this year. But, Newman, you never know from the Comets as well. So the Comets were one of the favorites last year as well. There were one of the goals, I believe, one of the seniors said that they wanted to end it with the state championship, winning championship number 7 for Newman. It would be if they did go for the state championship this year. But they're also my favorites as well to win the Three Rivers East Division as well. I know a lot of people are going to say Princeton's going to be the favorite as well. So next up, we go to Princeton. So the Tigers, they're looking to get over that hurdle going through the quarterfinals as well. So Princeton, for the last 3 years, have been knocked out of the quarterfinals. Last year, they were knocked out by Lombard Montini. In the last 2021, 2022, they were knocked out by none other than IC Catholic Prep out of Elmhurst as well. So this team right here, according to one of the Shaw local news stations, saying Princeton's looking to reload to go for a deep playoff run. Last time the Tigers, I don't know why I said the Mustangs, but getting the mascots mixed up now. Last time Princeton did make the semifinals were 2019. They did lose to Byron 7-3, which a lot of people would say would have been the state championship game. So they got Casey Elridge, who rushed for 1,097 yards and had 29 touchdowns last year. Ace Christensen had 178/8, and both combined for 2,635 yards and 37 touchdowns as well in rushing. Senior Noel Laporte, who has committed to Northwestern University, a tight end with his receiving 34 out of 537, 8 touchdowns as well. Senior quarterback Will Lott leads his own after facing an unbelievable task of succeeding quarterback All-State Tegan Davis, who also went on to go to Iowa as well. He throwed for 1,024 yards and 11 touchdowns last year. And then one of the games, Ulrich, however, surprised Coach Pearson over at Princeton. He braked out during the season opener last year against Monmouth Roseville, rushing for 234 yards. And beyond, those seniors including Kate Odell and Anthony Vuden Jr. and center Rhett Pearson as well. So those are some of the guys that we're going to hear from Princeton as well. So this team is probably looking to make a playoff run as well. So better have your eyes on both Newman and Princeton as well. So next up is Rochelle in Woodstock as well. So Rochelle last year did make the playoffs. They were knocked out of the first round by Wheaton St. Francis. So the Hubs do return a lot this year. They have Grant Gensler, who's been getting looks from Division I schools. Elijah Harley on the defensive side. Elijah Harley, Roman Villalobos, Ethan Goodwin, Braden Meltzker, and Ryan Senni right now. So the Hubs are out of the Interstate 8 Conference as well, and they're one of the favorites coming in this year in Class 5A as well. But you never know from Rochelle Hubs as well. So next up we go to Byron, the Big Northern Conference. And our first game will be Rock Falls and Byron out of the Big Northern Conference. So hold up, we got some stuff already. So our next matchup we talk about now is Byron and Rock Falls. Byron's coming off a state championship season last year, going down as one of the best teams in the state of Illinois last year in Class 3A as well. So this year the Tigers are looking to prove the Downers wrong and try to win another state championship as well. So Byron will be led by a new quarterback, Andrew Tower, who will be replacing Aiden Shank, who graduated last year as well. At running backs, they're going to have Braden Knoll and Kenny Constein, who led the Big Northern Conference in rushing as well. And this is a team that Byron this year are coming in as the favorites to win at 3A as well. And then one of the big tests is going to be week 3 when they take on Williamsville. And this will also be a rematch of the 2019 Class 3A state championship as well. Next up, we go to the Rock Falls Rockets. So Rock Falls is hoping to continue to move things into the right direction as well. So So here we go. So Rock Falls this year are looking to go for its first winning season since 2009. The last time the Rockets finished with the higher record was when they finished 5-4 in 2009. Last year they finished 2-7, and also this was the most wins they had since 2017 as well. So they have 11 seniors as well. So this year for Rock Falls. So Rock Falls is 2 games were the most they've won since 2017, but they have not had a winning season since 2009, where they went 5-4. Before that, it was 7-4, where they made the playoffs in 1992. Well, we're back. So my bad. My aunt came by and I had to stop recording. So where did I left off? All right. So I was talking about Byron versus Rock Falls. So now we're on to the Rock Falls Rockets. So Rock Falls right now, they're looking to have their first winning season. So they did. The last winning season came in 2009, where they finished 5-4. I mean, not 9-4, but the last time they did reach the playoffs was in 1992, where they finished 7-4. 2 of the seniors that are going to lead Rock Falls this season are Easton Canales, Austin Castaneda, both at wide receiver. Quarterback Mason Landis as well. Running back Corbin Aligny as well. They'll be leading. And on offensive line will be led by also senior Hunter Gale as well. So they already found a schedule, I believe, for week 5. I believe it's Springfield Lutheran. They're playing out of Springfield as well. So here we are. So currently right now for Rock Falls, the commitment level has been, so the commitment level in the programs, for one thing about commitment levels, when you see athletes committing to everything in the program, that's the one thing that's going into the right direction as well this year. So Rock Falls, they will be kicking off week 1 with the defending champs of Byron. They've lost some kids from moving out of the district, and some surprises for them not to play. So they got a lot of younger kids and some juniors coming in that are very strong kids as well. So the season, so Rock Falls, they're going to be a team that that they could shock some people coming into the season as well. So that's one of the goals coming in. So they'll be kicking off with some tough opponents, including Byron and Dixon coming in as well, week 1, week 3. So our next opponent, next game out of the Big BNC is the Oregon Hawks and the North Boone Vikings as well. So 2 playoff teams that made it last year in the playoffs as well. North Boone, there's nothing on North Boone. They did make it to the postseason last year. They lost in the first round to Monmouth Roseville as well. So Oregon has a senior group that led Oregon into the playoffs last year. So this year the Hawks will have at quarterback Jack Washburn, and then running backs including Logan Wings and Cooper Johnson, Hunter Bartell, Avery Lewis at wide receiver as well. And Oregon's probably a team, and North Boone, both teams are going to have some good teams that are looking to shock everyone in the Big Northern Conference as well. So this game will also be played at North Boone as well, up near Poplar Grove. So next matchup is Genoa Kingston and Chicago Leo. So So this game was, Genola Kingston was originally supposed to play Rockford Christian week 1 this year, or currently this week. They were supposed to play Rockford Christian, but Rockford Christian, as you guys heard from the follow the Rockford region or follow the Big Northern Conference in football, Rockford Christian decided that they were going to drop out the varsity football season as well. This also led to most of the Big Northern Conference schools to find opponents as well. So some of the teams that did find opponents were Byron found Williamsville. They'll be playing Williamsville week 3 that they're originally supposed to play Rockford Christian. And this is also a rematch from the Class 3A state championship game in 2019, which Byron lost to as well, becoming state runner-ups. And Oregon will take on Athens, also Athens as well. Athens is out near Springfield, in the Springfield area as well, week 9. And I believe Rock Falls will be playing a team from the Springfield region as well, I believe. And I looked at the, looked on Shaw Local Media's station, I believe, earlier as well. So nothing on GK. Nothing on the Chicago Leo as well. So next up, we go to our next Big Northern Conference matchup, and that is the Stillman Valley Cardinals and the Dixon Dukes, our final one of the football matchup. So Stillman Valley, they have 20 seniors coming back this year. So on the offensive line for Stillman Valley, they're going to be a little green this year as well. Stillman Valley last year did make the playoffs as well. They beat Oregon in the first round. Well, they beat Chicago Noble Johnson in the first round before losing to Dupec in the second round. So some guys that they have returning, and the running backs as well, and fullbacks as well. So Brock Needs and Luke Miller, one of the names I kind of wrote down at the running back / fullback position as well. And next up, we go to Dixon as well. Dixon's looking to keep the playoff streak going. The Dukes have made the playoffs since 2014, ever since joining the Big Northern Conference as well. So the Dukes will have this year we'll have to find a quarterback. So they didn't have to look one in the mirror, and it will be another Shaner brother that'll be playing quarterback as well. They'll have Colin Shaner playing quarterback this year. Shaner last year led the Dukes in receiving last year, so he'll be replacing his older brother Tyler at the quarterback position as well. So names as well, they'll have returning Eli Davidson, Tyson Dodman, Devon Wallace as well. Then at the offensive line, Aiden Hogard, Will Howard, Peyton Dingley, and John Godbold on the O-line. Dixon made the playoffs last year before losing to Burrowbank St. Louis in the second round. The farthest Dixon has made was in 2017 when they made the quarterfinals as well. Other upcoming matchups this week in other sports as well. In volleyball as well, we go to our upcoming matchup this week. On Monday, Canelan takes on Genola Kingston and Genola Kingston. Scales Mountain takes on Milledgeville and Milledgeville. Amboy travels up to Earlville. North Boone will take on Hickory Big Rock. And Rockford Christian will take on Pecatonica Monday in the sport of volleyball. In the sport of soccer, boys soccer, Richmond Burton takes on North Boone. Genola Kingston and Rochelle will face each other as well. Then Tuesday, Rock Falls travels to Geneseo. Sterling takes on Dixon, the rivalry matchup. And then Dakota will take on Stillman Valley. And then Newman will take on United Township out of East Moline. So 3 other soccer matchups coming up Tuesday night as well. LaSalle Peru versus Dixon. Sycamore and Belvedere North. And then Mendota will take on Moline as well. And then Wednesday, Anawan and Sterling and Amboy will take on Serena. And then Wednesday, Mendota takes on Oregon as well. Then Thursday, Dunlap and Rock Falls will face off at Tabler Gym. And then another rivalry matchup will be a battle on Lefevre Road in Sterling between the Sterling Golden Warriors and the Newman Lady Comets. And then the Duchesses will take on the Rochelle Hubs as well. And I like to mention this out to some of the soccer fans that do follow as well up here in, or if you're a high school soccer fan up in Northern Illinois as well. So Monday and Tuesday, I like to get this out right now, but there is a heat advisory. So for some of the games that will be played on Monday and Tuesday right now, there will be chances of some of them being moved to either a later day as well. So because there's been excessive heat warnings and heat advisories going on right now, so it kind of reminds me of last year where the first week of the fall sports season kind of kicked off with it being hot and muggy as well. So I like to mention to everyone as well that are from Northern Illinois that watch my videos or follow Pride Night Sports. So make sure to drink a lot of water Monday and Tuesday, and make sure to stay cool. To stay cool, technically. Not act cool, but you know, try to stay cooler. Try to not. Well, here we go again. Not being cooler, but try to stay cool. Try to be in cooler. Like try to stay cool, but forget that. Well, make sure to drink plenty of water coming into Monday and Tuesday as well, because if you're an athlete as well, make sure to drink a lot of water and make sure to stretch out a bit if you're playing a sport in hot weather as well, because I know Monday and Tuesday this week are supposed to get really hot as well. So for any of you sports fans that watch like cross country, golf, or girls tennis, boys soccer, or played outside, so there's some of the days I said that's where they're originally supposed to be scheduled, but they might get moved to, you know, a later day because of the hot weather this week. And they care about fan safety for fans as well, as I'm saying. Safety for fans, you know. They don't want anyone getting a heat stroke. So have a good night, everybody, and make sure to subscribe. Thank you.